Welcome to CTV News Your Canada. It's Friday, March 21st. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
You're so neat.
It's perhaps the most unlikely running partner one could ever imagine. A peafowl, commonly known as a peacock or peahen, spotted in High River.
Hi, sweetie.
The video was posted to Facebook by Kathy Osbach, who says her daughter filmed the rare encounter while she was out for a run. It begs the question, where did it come from?
Is that one of yours?
No, it's not.
The Calgary Zoo says all of its animals are accounted for, including its collection of these colorful peafowls.
Of course, we welcome all our visitors call and inquire about these things because we want to make sure the welfare of all animals.
Butterfield Acres was asked the same question, but its two peacocks, Peter and Hamish, were safe and sound, though they have been known to escape in the past.
They wandered over to the neighbors' acreage and discovered their reflections in the windows. So now we keep them in a covered flight pen.
CTV News reached out to Alberta Fish and Wildlife. It says no reports of a missing peacock were received, but to keep an eye out and call them if you see this one. Some conservationists are concerned for the bird's safety.
Right now, if it's not careful, an eagle's going to take it. There are lots of eagles around right now. They're in migratory, and it'd be easy prey.
But it wouldn't be the first time this kind of an exotic bird went missing. In 2022, Parks Canada euthanized a domestic peafowl found in Jasper National Park over concerns it could be carrying an avian disease. But for the most part, these animals are now domesticated. You can even buy them online through various sellers.
I have some whites, I have some pied, I have some silver pied.
Sam Lenders breeds more than 50 peafowl from her farm in northern Alberta. Peacocks are a trendy pet, and last year was her biggest year yet.
I probably sold maybe 130. Each one has its own personality. You can get to know them.
This one, clearly curious, hopefully won't run afoul. Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
I scream. You scream.
Free ice cream.
We all scream for ice cream.
I actually donated $1.
Celebrating its 85th birthday, Dairy Queen is giving back for its big day, with proceeds from every dipped cone today going towards supporting the Children's Miracle Network.
There are 13 children's hospitals across our country, and as you say, we know that if it's not us, it's our friends or our neighbors or our family member who have been in those hospitals.
As a person who was in the hospital at some point, I really like the fact that we're helping the kids in need.
An initiative, according to the Children's Miracle Network, that wouldn't be possible without the community showing up to support those most in need.
It's a good combo. I think if you can help people, it's awesome.
Yeah, we get to help out people and get free ice cream.
We love seeing the energy. We love seeing the community come out.
Celebrating the first day of spring in style, with 100% of the proceeds going to local children's hospitals here in Ontario and right across the country. And after all the excitement is done today, you can still make a donation to support the Children's Miracle Network by visiting childrenshospitals.ca. Jessica Smith, CTV News, Toronto.
Katrina Turcotte went to her first Halifax Mooseheads game in the 90s, but has been a regular for the last 3 seasons.
I just love that atmosphere, and I loved being a hockey mom, so I've always loved hockey.
But at a recent game, a moment she never saw coming. Jamming along to Shania Twain's famous hit when her partner tapped her on the leg.
And he points up, and I went, oh my gosh. It was a moment.
She admits she was a bit nervous, but she was proudly showing her true colors.
I love music. I love to move. I love to dance. So it's just who I am.
At first, she was worried when someone told her that moment was posted online.
I felt I was going to be ridiculed, and you know what I mean? But to see so much positivity, and from other women too, it's rare when women uplift other women, and it's great. It's a great feeling.
To cap off the viral moment,
it's still crazy to me.
Earning recognition from the queen of country pop herself, and even listening back today, she can't help but jam along.
It's a girl song. That is a girl song, and it's just an empowering song. So it just makes you feel good.
Ryan McDonald is the Mooseheads game day operations manager and says creating a great atmosphere is an important part of the fan experience.
Sometimes we get lucky in catching a crowd shot of somebody singing along, and Katrina was just in the right place at the right time.
Perhaps made a bit more special given heightened national pride.
I'm a very proud Canadian and love Shania, who is a very proud Canadian. And it's great. I think it's great that she did a little shout out to me. Thank you so much, Shania. That was amazing.
Callum Smith, CTV News, Dartmouth.
From virtual lawyers,
I've got an AI lawyer starters,
to virtual retirement planners, the push towards artificial intelligence is prominent in new technology firms in southwestern Ontario. Hosted by London-based Tech Alliance, the concept mimics multiple entrepreneur reality TV shows where investors judge new businesses.
There's real money at stake, there's real services at stake, and you never know whether or not an investor enjoys a pitch so much that they might decide to invest in that company.
This retirement plan has a estate value of about 1.5, 1.6 billion. It's not bad, but what we're going to do is we're going to let the AI strategies optimize this.
Personality, perseverance, concept, and ultimately the ability to make money is what investors are focused on.
We're getting to 1.8 million in total estate value.
We know that 75% of startups don't make it to a full-size company, and so 25% of startups make it, and of these 8 finalists, we believe that they've got traction, and they'll be the ones that people will be taking a risk on.
But the Polaris Pitch venue is also surrounded by those just beginning their business journey, hopeful to be the next big thing. This Western graduate and her 2 friends created a healthy snack spread based on tech science.
We would work long days in the lab, and that would end up in us eating junk food or anything to sustain ourselves, right? And we realized this is an issue, and therefore we made it our mission to make easy snacks that are healthy and affordable for everyone to eat.
Whether a hit in the supermarket or online, each tech firm is striving to live up to the Polaris name, which encourages them to shoot for the moon.
So it's sort of a play on words that we know is really important to the technology startups who are in Canada.
The 2 winners of the Polaris Pitch, which includes cash and business assistance over $30,000, are Select Laboratories, a provider of online health testing for women, and Novasonics, another London-based healthcare startup. In London, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
The Ottawa Valley will be coming closer together this Canada Day long weekend for a brand new music festival in Petawawa. Canadian hits from the 80s will be center stage at the Ottawa Valley Stomp and Lumberjack Festival.
The Ottawa Valley Stomp is a 3-day music and entertainment festival for all ages, and it encompasses everything that's good about the Ottawa Valley and our heritage.
Nostalgic bands like Honeymoon Suite, The Box, and many other local and Canadian artists will hit the stage at the Petawawa Civic Centre Park. The weekend will also include a lumberjack competition, car shows, and food festival truck vendors.
We'll have all our Touch-A-Truck, our car show, our lumberjack competition, our camping. In the soccer areas here, we have 2 full soccer fields, which will house our main stage event.
Along with Guitars and Gasoline in Calabogie, it's the second such all-Canadian major music festival newly announced for the Ottawa Valley this summer, creating a big economic impact for the area.
There's so much going on that it's not just going to attract locals, but from across the county and even from outside the county, especially 2 big draws like Honeymoon Suite and The Box for sure.
The festival will also be supporting local food banks throughout the region. Organizers are anticipating 25,000 people to come through over the 3 days. Single-day tickets start at $62.
For many, many years, people in the Ottawa Valley have had to travel outside the Ottawa Valley to other music festivals in nearby towns, and now we have it coming to us. So I think it's great, not only for Petawawa, but for everybody in the area to not have to travel to see your favorite 80s band.
Organizers are hoping this will be the first year of a long-running music festival that moves around to different host communities in the Ottawa Valley as popularity grows. Dylan Dyson, CTV News, Petawawa.
At the University of Guelph, there's an art to picking the perfect cucumber.
Once they're like a few inches long, they're usually ready to harvest.
The cukes are collected daily by a group of students known as the Griffin Green Home Growers. along with a handful of herbs and the not so commonly known kohlrabi.
The produce kind of changes a little bit all the time.
What hasn't changed is the club's commitment to providing fresh fruits and vegetables to students as soon as they're ready for harvest.
All of the produce that we grow here in the garden space is grown for the Guelph Student Food Bank here on campus, just across the street.
The Griffin Green Home Growers partnered with the school's food bank in January 2024. Since then, the initiative has produced more than 800 pounds of food and serves around 300 students on a yearly basis.
Students are very excited to be able to come to the food bank and receive fresh produce, which is a little more pricier.
But before the produce can hit plates, it starts here in a pot.
We're just trying to make sure that we don't put them too far down so that they actually have the chance to get that water and sunlight and grow well.
The seed to start the club was planted by Charlene Winchcombe-Foran, a recent retiree from the university's College of Biological Science. Through teaching, she realized students were missing a hands-on learning component, while others struggled with mental health issues and food insecurity.
Lived experiences like a garden project like this would be a great opportunity for the students, an opportunity to build skills, an opportunity to meet other people and build community and to give back to their peers.
As for the scraps, the initiative makes sure no leaf goes unturned or uneaten.
They bring sort of their discards over every couple weeks, and the snails and the cockroaches absolutely love it.
So we're getting the most value that we can out of all of the plant material that we're putting resources and ultimately funds into.
While this produce partnership is still relatively fresh, the group hopes to expand the range of products they're able to provide and grow the club too. Tony?
Okay, Alexandra Hollick, once again, a warm welcome to Waterloo Region, and thank you for that report tonight.
Well, I imagine we'll get the marquee up here again.
Michael Redhead Champagne has grand plans for this 113-year-old building in Winnipeg's North End.
Our dream is that if the West End Cultural Centre and the Park Theatre have a North End baby, that will be the Palace Theatre.
He's a member of the newly formed Palace Theatre Community Committee, a group tasked with reviving the brick structure on Selkirk Avenue into an arts and culture hub.
The North End has been itching and craving for many years to be able to get together for positive reasons, to celebrate our stories and to share with one another.
Champagne says in 2019, community members saved the building from the wrecking ball. The University of Manitoba, who owns the building, had planned to demolish it, but instead addressed mold, asbestos, and bylaw infractions. What's left now is basically a brick box.
So we're super grateful for that support, but now it's up to us as the North Enders to build that box up into the theatre and North End Arts and Cultural Centre that we want it to be.
It may be years before the building is a theatre again, but the committee wants to start hosting events as soon as possible in its current state.
So that even though it's just a brick box right now, we can go inside of a brick box and hold a lot of events in there too.
The U of M says it's working to transfer ownership of the building to the Social Planning Council of Winnipeg. We look forward to seeing how this building can be reimagined for the benefit of the community, a statement goes on to say.
We want to be a place where North Enders can come and dream, and we'll make their dreams into reality.
Champagne hopes the Palace Theatre's second act will transform the overlooked building into a space the community looks out for.
We think that if we bring life and love into the Palace Theatre, North Enders will do their job and protect it and keep it safe.
Michelle Gerwing, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Caitlin DeRosier trains dogs for a living. Her dog Mac is an expert in finding antlers shed by big game, a fitting career path for a young woman who is also an avid hunter.
My dad and my parents have included me on their big game hunts since I was a baby.
She still remembers her first harvest, a deer, when she was just 12 years old.
The thought of actually accomplishing a big, successful hunt like that by yourself as a woman and as a young person, it was an amazing feeling.
DeRosier says as a female hunter, she's not always taken seriously.
You get people who are like, oh, are you really a hunter? Or do you just say that because you go hunting with your dad, right?
Fortunately, she's not alone. A lot more women are turning up at events like the Boat and Sportsman Show because they're interested in fishing and hunting.
But I think they have more confidence now to go on their own.
Christina Krause owns a custom meat cutting and processing business. She believes part of the appeal is being able to connect with nature and know where the meat they're feeding their families comes from.
You know exactly what's going into that meat.
It's not sitting on the supermarket shelf for a few days maybe. You're processing it to how you want it, the ingredients you want in it.
Wes David says the best place to learn about the sport and the rules is through local hunting and fishing clubs.
You know, so they can be educated and help pass our heritage of hunting and fishing on to the next generation.
DeRosier says hunting is much more than a trophy sport and hopes to encourage even more women to give it a try.
I'm not saying, you need to go out there and harvest an animal, but maybe just educate yourself more on why hunters actually do what they do. Most of the time it's to provide for their family, right? And I save a lot on groceries from hunting, so I'll just say that.
The Boat and Sportsman Show runs through Sunday at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
It feels rewarding finishing stuff like this and kind of making something with my own bare hands.
Grade 12 student Carlo Rome from St. Joe's says he wants to go into carpentry, but a visit from the Skills Ontario Traveling Trades and Tech Trailer opened his eyes to other trades.
This culinary stuff, this was my first time doing it. I thought it was awesome. I was here the whole time. Even the hairstyling, I was really into it.
I like that you could try a bunch of different things, even though you're not actually doing them with the right materials.
According to the provincial government, 100,000 new skilled trade workers will be needed to hit Ontario's target of building 1.5 million homes by 2031.
We show them that there's over 140 skilled trades in Ontario, over 300 in Canada.
We're trying to open their minds to whatever your passion might be now, there's probably a way to turn that into a profession one day.
Traditionally, when we went to school, maybe many years ago, it was only automotive and manufacturing and construction. Now we have opened up the doors to so many different avenues.
Close to 300 students are learning about 9 different trades in this trailer, and there are more inside the St. Anne Trades Academy and Learning Center. The school currently has close to 200 students enrolled from 5 different schools. In January, 7 of the grads came back.
It was the most effective thing we had here that night because they got to speak to students that came through that are 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or Red Seal journey persons at this point in their career in their early 20s.
There are plans to expand the curriculum.
We've talked about electrical, possibly HVAC, and other tied in, perhaps manufacturing at some point too. That seems a logical place for us to go and expand upon. We're always open to expansion.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
This 16-piece band shares the gift of big band music every Thursday afternoon at a dance at the Branch 76 Royal Canadian Legion in the community of Minnow Lake.
Unfortunately, the crowds are getting smaller because the people who like big band music were the older people who actually knew how to dance the dances that we play. We'll play tangos and waltzes and chatis and you name it, we play it. And they know how to dance.
You see that they're all in such harmony with everyone. It's lovely, lovely to hear. Even to sit and watch them, but it's enjoyable to dance it.
The Hilltoppers date back to the mid-'80s, and while no original members are still playing, the band and spirit of sharing big band music lives on.
The band is made up of retirees, and most of the retirees in the band are ex-music teachers.
Iona Reid has been teaching music for more than 6 decades and has been with the Hilltoppers Big Band for 26 years.
It's just the whole thing about being involved with music. It keeps the gray matter working, as Carol Brunette said. Yes.
Some members of the 16-piece band juggle their schedules to play with the Hilltoppers Big Band every Thursday afternoon.
Other people in the band are now much younger, and they are still working. We have one girl who is a baker, and she gets up on Thursdays at 5 o'clock in the morning, goes to work for 5 o'clock in the morning, so that she can get off work and be here to play.
The Hilltoppers Big Band is sanctioned as the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 76 Band.
The Branch 76 Hilltop Band has been playing here for many, many years, and our seniors really love them. It brings them out.
The band says while members thoroughly enjoy playing big band songs for dances, the biggest honor comes once a year when the band plays at the Royal Canadian Legion Remembrance Day ceremony. Alana Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
This was Emily Sampson just months ago. Life-threatening tumors on her brainstem and spinal cord left her in excruciating pain and hindered her ability to walk. But this is her now. She's out of the hospital and able to move around without a walker. Her parents, Michelle and Noelle Sampson, say medication she started 3 months ago has been effective in shrinking her tumors.
To find out that it's working has been just such a
breath of fresh air.
The Sampsons say when their daughter was first on the medication called Belzutifan, provincial funding was not available for the roughly $21,000 a month drug because Emily did not have an official diagnosis. That's when their community stepped up to help fund it for the first few months.
We've had so much support from family and friends and loved ones and people we don't even know that I don't know how we're ever going to repay them.
The Sampsons also planned on selling their home to help cover some costs. But since the drug has been proven effective for Emily's condition, the Sampsons say the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency has agreed to fund it for the rest of her treatment. They hope Emily's story will inspire others who are struggling with their health to keep moving forward.
take it day by day. Like, it might not look like you're getting anywhere, but yeah, just keep advocating for your loved one.
The Sampsons say Emily is in good spirits and is working towards getting stronger. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
There's a saying that goes, a good deed done is a good deed remembered. And the actions of one Collingwood student will certainly be memorable by one person who lost $1,400.
I heard this little girl calling me, and she had something in her hand, waving. And as I got closer, I realized it was my bank card and my money. And I was shocked.
She had just got out of her car, and she dropped a bunch of money and a credit card. So I picked it up. So I went up on the deck, got her attention, gave her the money and everything. She hugged me.
We instantly found Michaela and gave her a huge hug and thanked her for her kindness and made a big deal out of it, because it is a big deal. You have a lot of integrity. Anybody could have just picked up that money and carried on and not said anything, but Michaela knew in her heart that that was not the right thing to do.
She knew what was right. Great job, Michaela. And this just so happened the same time that the school is marking integrity as the trait of the month.
Ken Wilson is on a journey that began in a Scottish village when he was just wee and fell under the spell of the bagpipes.
I don't know what the magical wavelength is, but there's something about it.
Appreciating that magic is one thing, learning how to make it is another.
Well, there are two words for that: peer pressure.
When Ken was 11, his best friend couldn't have been more keen to play the pipes.
I was a little less enthusiastic, but his enthusiasm rubbed onto me.
After signing up for lessons after school, Ken found himself falling in love with the bagpipes.
I can't explain it. It's like a relationship. The chemistry has to be there.
It was certainly there, and remained there when Ken eventually decided to enlist in the Navy.
But the Navy doesn't have bagpipes, so I had to go with Army.
Ken served in Scotland before moving to Canada to serve here, piping perpetually.
It's an instrument of war, so we like to let everybody know that we're here.
Now, Ken is welcoming everyone who visits here by busking for tourists.
I've met lots of people, and good exercise, cardiopulmonary is good.
And Ken knows that because he's also a doctor, working as a published medical specialist, teaching as a clinical medical professor, and giving back as a philanthropist.
The busking is I'm not here to make a ton of money.
Instead, the doctor is here to prescribe the public something positive.
I love the bagpipes. It's a pure enjoyment. It's joie de vivre.
While you won't find that diagnosis in a medical journal, this wee lad learned early it's an enduring symptom of making magic. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Victoria.